Hi everyone, welcome back to Bringing More to the Table with Shelly. Today I'm going to be making cheeseburger pizza nuggets in a cast iron frying pan. Super simple recipe. So we're going to get started here, and I am using a stand mixer today. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can do this by hand. All you have to do is put your ingredients into a bowl, mix it up, and then you're going to have to knead it on a floured surface for about 10 minutes. So my ingredients today are 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, I'm using Crisco, 1 teaspoon of instant dry yeast, and 2 teaspoons of granulated white sugar, and 1 cup of warm water at 110 degrees works great. So once I get everything into the stand mixer, I'm going to turn it on, let it mix. And it's going to mix in the mixer for about 5 to 6 minutes until it's soft and elasticy. So let's get started. So you just take all your ingredients, put your flour in, and then we're going to put in the yeast. Just sprinkle it in there. I'm going to sprinkle in the sugar, and then I'm going to pour in the water, just like that, and then the 2 tablespoons of oil. Now you can top these with whatever you like. I'll be topping mine with pizza sauce, ground beef that I've cooked, crumbled ground beef, marble cheddar cheese, and that's about it, and maybe some onion. But you can put on whatever you like. If you like pepperoni or tomatoes, any kind of topping. It's just a pizza, but in a different form. Okay, so I'm gonna get this going on a low speed to start. It's just starting. Okay, so here we go. So it's just starting to mix in. So you want this to get mixed, start to incorporate, and then you're going to turn it up to let it beat the dough. So it's coming together, and I've got this on a 2 right now, and I started it on the stir. So now it's gone up to a 2. And once all the flour starts to come together with that water and oil, then we're going to turn it up and let it knead on the dough hook in the mixer here. Okay? So let's get that going. And once my dough gets to that point, I will be right back to show you how it looks. Okay, so my dough here has come together. And as you can see, it's all nice and come away from the sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the mixer back on, and I'm going to let this knead in here for 5 minutes. And then once that's done, I will show you how I'm going to get it into the balls and get it into the cast iron pan. Okay, so I'll see you shortly. Okay, so my dough is done. It's all nice and kneaded and elasticy, and as you can see, it looks very nice. Nice and soft and supple. So you're just going to take it off the dough hook, and it comes right off of there. Quite simple. You don't even really have to flour your hands if you use the mixer here, because it will come out very nice. So that's it. So you can just put that aside. I am going to flour my surface just a little bit, just so I'm not sticking to my counter. Just give it a little roll. I have a bench scraper here, so I'm just going to cut it. This will make 16 pieces, and these are going into a cast iron pan that is oiled with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. If you don't have a cast iron pan, you can use a regular baking dish. Just make sure you oil it, and then they won't stick to the pan as well. So I'm just going to break these into pieces, and don't worry if they're not evenly cut. You can adjust your sizes as you go. So you're just going to take the dough once you've cut it and just fold it over itself and just give it a nice little roll. And as you can see, this dough is very nice. It's not sticking. It's quite lovely. All right, and then these are just right like that. There is other ways you can do it. You can take them and you can roll them or shape them however you like. Whatever's convenient and easy for yourself. So, and then I just put them in the pan, give them a little roll in the oil, and away you go. So they're all different sizes, whatever you like. So I'm going to get these done, and I should get about 16 to fill my pan up, and then we will be showing you. Then they have to rise for about Oh, they're gonna double in size, maybe an hour, covered in a warm place. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so I've got all my dough here prepped, and it's all in my cast iron pan. So as you can see, they're just sitting in the pan in the oil. I'm going to cover these, and I'm going to let them rise for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the warmth of your house will dictate how long they take. They should double in size before you prep them with the sauce and cheese and whatever toppings you're going to use, and before they go into the oven. And this dough I've prepped all in the same amount of time, same day. It wasn't sitting in the fridge, didn't make it the day before. So the total time probably took about 15 minutes to make the dough, to get it prepped and into the frying pan. All right, so I'll see you shortly. Okay, so my dough has risen. It's been rising for about an hour and a half, and as you can see, they've all come together. It's risen up beautifully. So now I'm going to take some pizza sauce. You can use whatever you like. Make your own, store-bought. This is store-bought. You just put it over the top. And be gentle, because it is dough. So just spread it on there. And then we're going to add some ground beef, some cheese, some pepperoni, and some onion. Now you can also put, if you like mushrooms or peppers, you can put those on this, or you could just put cheese, whatever you like. And it's going to be absolutely delicious. You can use this or have this as an appetizer or as a main course, snacks if you're having people over, whatever you choose. It's quite good. So, my dog just burped. Funny. All right, so we got that going there. And now I'm gonna just spread that out a little better so everything is covered up. Could probably maybe use a little bit more sauce. So you're probably going to want about 3/4 of a jar or a can to half a cup of this anyway. So that looks pretty delicious so far. So I'm going to start with the cheese. Now this is a mixture of marble and mozzarella, and I've just mixed it together, shredded it and mixed it up, and that's just going to go straight on top. And if you however much cheese you like, and we like a fair amount of cheese. More cheese is a little nicer. It doesn't make them quite as makes them taste a little better, a little gooier as well. So just put that on top, spread it around. And then your toppings are going to go on top of this. And I have some ground beef that I cooked previously today. So you just cook it, fry it up, and then I did rinse it off so it's not full of grease. And all I put on my ground beef was salt and pepper. That looks about right. And then this is going to bake in the oven once we're all done here for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. That's looking very nice. Okay. Okay, so you also want to make sure that you get the cheese down around the sides here, because when this cooks, it's going to caramelize very nicely with the oil and from the pan as well. So you want to have a nice bunch of cheese around the edge here so it gets nice and caramely and very delicious and crispy. Okay, so that's it for my cheese. So we'll just set that down. Perfect. Now I'm going to start with my ground beef. And as I said, I cooked this earlier. All I put on it was salt and pepper, and I did rinse off the grease. So it's nice and crumbly and dry, not greasy at all. I got an escaping piece there. And this is going to be super good. Now we're probably not going to need all this ground beef because I am putting pepperoni on it and onions. And just try and get it as best you can. Some of it is going to fall off because your dough did puff up quite a bit. So that's probably good for that. And like I said, I have a dog, so if it falls to the floor, she's going to get it. And then the onions, and if you wanted, you could put mushrooms on this too, as it is kind of a cheeseburger pizza. All right, and some pepperoni. And just sprinkle it on there. Doesn't have to be in any form or any, however you like. This is going to be so good. And I did cut up the pepperoni. The pepperoni was in pieces, so I did cut it up into little chunks. Cooks a little nicer that way. And that looks great. So that's all done. I'm going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. I will show you how it looks while it's cooking along the way, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. My pizza bites here, my pizza nuggets, however you want to call them, are done. I did have to go back and put a sheet under because they were bubbling over, and I didn't want my oven to be a mess. And I did put some cut up tomatoes on top of this as well. So doesn't that look amazing? So nice and crispy around the outside. That's the cheese. It is going to be absolutely delicious. And it smells wonderful. So I hope you'll give this recipe a try. It's very easy, not hard at all. And I am going to show you how they look. I just want to shut my oven off. All right, so let me just get some tongs here. Now, this is very hot, so please be careful if you make this and if you're going to try it. And, you know, you can, well, I don't know if you can hear this, but you'll see how it's stuck here, of course, to the pan. So I'm just going to take one out, and you'll see nice and crispy. It's still sizzling in there, super hot, and very nice and soft and fluffy. These are going to be absolutely delicious, and as I said, I hope you give it a try. I thank you for watching my video today, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.